and cute. Hey guys, it's Conan and welcome to my kitchen. It is very cloudy out today, and whenever it's cloudy, it always puts me in a cooking mood. It always puts me in a baking or cooking mood, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to bake and cook. I've been wanting to cook on my channel for a while now because me and my friends love to cook. The other day, me and my friend Ashley made pasta just at like 12 at night. We always bake. I'm always baking with my friends, and it's something that I really love doing, so why not do it on here as an excuse to do it more often? Today we're going to be making gluten-free brownies using rice flour. I don't have celiac disease, so I can eat like really minute traces of gluten, but like anything more than like a crouton is enough to make my stomach turn against itself and then try to murder me. So I don't eat gluten. I don't do it like as a choice. I'd love to eat gluten if I could, but I can't. But I found this recipe for super good gluten-free brownies. I've made them like 20,000 times already. They're so freaking good. So let's make them. I also thought I would just like chat about something while I'm baking these, just so that I can talk to myself, you know, just process some thoughts. And so we're gonna call this new segment a Babble and Bake. Thank you, Mel's Pecs. Thank you, Mel, for the great title suggestion. Very good. What we are going to be talking about today is growing up. I'm currently going through a very intense process of growing up because I'm going to college, so a lot is changing at the moment. But to me, it's very exciting. The other day I tweeted out that I love growing up, and I just said that I love growing up. And I was really like shocked and confused by all the responses. Almost every single person who replied to it replied with something very negative. Every single person expressed like this great fear of growing up and just this like overwhelming hatred of growing up, which is surprising to me because growing up for me has always been something that I really craved my whole life. I don't really know how many ounces 2 ounces is, so we're just gonna see what happens. Why am I like southern? I'm just gonna say it's like it isn't that much. Okay, that's 2 ounces if you didn't know. I'm gonna go microwave this real quick. Mixing. Ooh, that's not delightful. Is this enough? I kind of remember the consistency being like a little bit darker the other times I made it, so I'm just gonna add some of this cocoa powder to it. I'm one of those bakers that like barely follows the instructions, so I'll still leave the ingredients in the description, but I never follow them. So it makes it fun because you never really know how it's gonna turn out. Isn't that exciting? So I have always loved the idea of growing up, and it is something that I find very necessary in my life. Throughout the course of my life, I have changed a lot and I've grown up a lot. Due to a bunch of different things, due to my family circumstances, due to the kind of environment I was in really pressured me to work really hard and grow up really fast. And so now if I'm not changing and if I'm not constantly growing, I don't feel like I'm doing a good job at living life. By the way, I don't have any talking points today. Normally when I'm doing like a chatty video, I have little like notes I remember what I'm supposed to say or like what topics I'm supposed to cover. I don't have that today. I just couldn't be bothered to do that today, so I'm gonna be all over the place. I think people nowadays have a really skewed idea of what growing up is like, I guess. Growing up doesn't necessarily mean losing your youth. It doesn't mean that at all. I think growing up really just means learning. If I look back like a couple months ago and I'm exactly the same and I haven't changed at all, it's a no from me. I don't want that. I want to be constantly learning. I want to be constantly growing, and I want to be constantly growing up. People are scared of what the future holds because they think they're just going to end up living really boring lives or end up not being fulfilled. But I think that's dumb. I don't see anything bad about growing up, and I know that growing up for me is just really exciting because I know that the older I get, the more I'm gonna know about the world. And in my case, I very much invite growing up and very much invite change. I know that when I'm grown up, I still want to have that same amount of youth and vibrance and just overall excitement of life that I do now. I think that people do kind of think, oh, well, it's time for me to grow up. It's time for me to stop being excited about life. But I don't plan on listening to that societal pressure to tone down or to not be as exciting, to be more, I don't know, to be more palatable. I plan on being just as youthful as I am now when I'm 70 years old. And I think that every one of you guys out there who are afraid of growing up or who hate the idea of growing up should look at life that way. I don't think it's a sad thing to grow up. I think that it's very much a huge sign of learning. I don't want to be dumb and young forever. No thank you. 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't feel like measuring that out, so I'ma just put however much I think. 1/8 of a teaspoon is like basically nothing, right? So we'll just like maybe a little bit more. Maybe like a tiny bit more. Okay, that's enough. Maybe I'm just feeling, I feel like this should be more. Okay, that's good. That's probably a good amount, right? I feel like we need more. See, this is how I bake. I just feel. What's new? I just feel. All the time. I'm just constantly feeling. Yeah, okay, that's good. I always make sound effects when I'm baking too. We need a pinch of salt. Vanilla extract. And our 2 eggs, which are actually from my neighbor because I ran out of eggs and my neighbor has chickens. And so, oh, this shell is abnormally hard. So I just ran over there, stole some eggs from their chickens. It's fine, it's normal, kinda normal. What? I should have tried the one-handed. Mix these eggs in. I have a question for vegans, because I'm not a vegan, but I have a question. This isn't like antagonistic at all. I just was wondering, are you guys okay with like eating a chicken's egg if like you got it from your neighbor and you've watched those chickens' lives and they have good lives and they lay eggs anyways, so like, would you be okay with eating that egg or would you still not be okay with it? Things like that are things that I question a lot. Like if the chicken's gonna be laying the egg anyways. But I do understand like if the chicken was not in captivity, then like the egg would probably be fertilized and then it'd have chicks. See, I see that. I see that. I understand that. Let's add some chocolate chips. Oh, because this doesn't have enough chocolate in it. I do understand being scared of the future though. Like I'm definitely scared of the future, but I'm definitely not scared of growing up. Like I want to grow up. I hope that I'm growing up. I'd love to hear what you guys' thoughts on growing up are, because I very much love growing up. I very much love change. It's something I crave. It's something I'm constantly making sure that I'm doing. I constantly assess my life and make sure that I'm growing and that I am changing. Because if I'm not, I don't want to be stagnant, but I want to know where those fears of growing up are rooted so that I can better understand you guys. Salmonella! I'm gonna go stick this in the oven and then I'll get back to you. It is the next morning. I still haven't tried this brownie because immediately after filming, I ran to my friend's house and watched a movie with her. Oh, Rocky. Rocky wants to say hi. Rocky, say hi. Okay, you can leave. It's okay. She's so cute. Holy crajoli. My hair is a new level today. Let's try this brownie. I agree with that. I'm not gonna eat this whole thing on frame, but maybe I am. Oh my god. I am a middle piece person, I'm not a corner piece person. These brownies are super fudgy. They're almost a mixture of brownies and fudge. They're not like cakey, they're a lot more fudgy, which I like. I like it when my brownies are almost like too squishy. Super rich, not like too sweet, like a little bit more on the dark chocolate side, which I like too, because I don't really like milk chocolate that much. So good. I'll leave the link to the recipe in the description below if you'd like to make it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'd love to hear your opinions on the topic that I talked about today. I love to read comments. It's like one of my favorite pastimes, so I'd love to see a comment. Rocky would love to see a comment. Rocky, what do you think? And I'll see you guys in a few days with a brand new video. God bless and goodbye!